Hello again. Welcome back to the Continental Cup News Desk. We have finished the quarterfinals. We are 100, how many games? 156 games downrange in this huge tournament that encompassed all 32 teams in the NHL, the 23-24 season set. And we've been using Quick Dex Hockey for detail moments, important games, third periods particularly, and then Stone Cold Hockey to help move things along. And that's why we've been able to play so many games in this amount of time. Man, it has been quite a trip. We are down to the Final Four. So we've got the New York Rangers, amazingly, have advanced, and we'll talk about that in a sec. The Vancouver Canucks, who have been very strong, we'll detail their journey as well. The Dallas Stars have made it this far, and the real surprise, our Cinderella story, is the Pittsburgh Penguins. So let's do the random draws, and we'll talk about a bit about how they got here, context-wise. All right. I've already got these four teams shuffled somewhat. I forgot if they're upside down or what. We'll find out. All right. So here we go. We are into the semifinals, the Final Four of the Continental Cup. And let's do these draws and talk about the context of these matchups. All right, at home for games 1, 3, 5, and 7, it's Dallas. I'm not sure if that's such a good thing. They are one of the weaker home ice teams in this, in the Final Four. All right, and they will be up against the Penguins. Wow, the Cinderella team. That looks pretty good for Dallas. Pittsburgh's generally not that great on the road. So, let's see here. So Pittsburgh, we've touched on this before, but it's good to be reminded. They've made it through 3 7-game series, and their very first one was a shocking upset of the Colorado Avalanche in 6 games. And that was reinforced a little bit, I think, by the fact that they drew Philadelphia in round 2, and then the Pittsburgh and Philadelphia in a state championship rivalry thing. They went 7 games, and Pittsburgh magically pulled that out. Also, if that's not enough, Pittsburgh drew the LA Kings, which, I think all 3 of us involved in this tournament pretty much favored the Kings in that series, particularly on the strength of their goalies and their defense. And somehow, some way, Pittsburgh prevailed over the Kings in 7 games. All right, so that's how Pittsburgh gets here. Dallas, most recently, and very surprisingly, swept the Calgary Flames away in what has been their best performance so far. Getting this far was a bit of a struggle. Of course, they had Vegas, whom they beat in 6 games in round 2, which was a rematch of their real-life playoff series from last summer. And then, let's see, in the first round, who'd they go against? It was tough. They had the Washington Capitals, and the Caps pushed them to Game 7. So, hasn't been an easy road for either one of these teams. Dallas, with a record of 52 wins and 21 losses, they probably, they belong. You're not surprised to see them in the Final Four. But Pittsburgh only won 38 games, and here they've rallied to do well in the Continental Cup. So that is our first matchup, Dallas and Pittsburgh. Of course, that leaves New York and Vancouver. I would say either one of these teams, New York and Vancouver, are stronger or have been stronger historically in this tournament than either one of those teams. So certainly whoever wins this series, this next series, will probably be favored. Now, the question is, who's the home team for 1, 3, 5, and 7? It's the Rangers. Wow, boy, that worked out well for them. Okay, New York Rangers. So this was just absolutely incredible. They came through the first 2 rounds just steamrolling everybody, and that includes the real-life Stanley Cup champs, the Florida Panthers, whom New York swept through in 4 games in the opening round. That was a shocker. We're not that surprised that New York won, but that Florida couldn't even get a single game out of that. And and it's not like they blew them away. Those games were close. All right, and then the Rangers had the fortune of drawing one of the weakest teams remaining in round 2 when they went up against the Arizona Coyotes, and they swept them away. So now here they come rolling into the 3rd round with a record of 8-0. They've yet to even taste defeat in this tournament. And that is when they ran up against the Boston Bruins. If you've been paying attention, I know it's not easy. We're kind of scattered around. Rob does a good job of consolidating all of our reports on his site, so check that out. But there's also Rob's got videos, Grant's got videos, and then of course I've got mine, and then we also post sometimes on social media. So it's the best place to check is Rob's website. All right, so the Rangers come in here. They draw the Boston Bruins, which is just an epic matchup. We could, that's one that would be worthy of of the finals. And so that was a reserve series. We split it up. Rob and I split that up while Grant was playing through that long Pittsburgh LA series. And just unbelievable. But in 3 close games, two games in particular, the 2 games in Boston, games 1, game 3, I think those both went to overtime, if I remember correctly. Very close, tight contests. Boston actually won 3-1 in game 2. But the story is that Boston won the first 3 games. They only needed 1 more. And then, here come the Rangers. And I think I've talked about this already in the previous video. I'm still buzzing about it. The Rangers come back and sweep the next 4 games and win this series 4-3. And that's why they're here. So it seems like when they get on a winning streak in this tournament, it has been 4-game blocks. And only Boston has handed them any defeats. So they have a combined record of what? That'd be 8-12, 12-3, right? Yeah. Now, of course, their opponent is no slouch. The Canucks were also 50-game winners in the 23-24 season, and were probably expected to do a little better maybe in the real-life playoffs than they actually did. Who knows? That could be for a number of reasons, some guys dinged up or whatever. But here, they are, they're full strength. So this is the best defensive team remaining in the tournament. Very well balanced. They can match attack ratings with the Rangers. The Rangers have an advantage on special teams. Vancouver As long as Demko is in net, they have an advantage there in goal. So, man, that could be another great tournament. Who knows? Maybe the Rangers are going to give us, the Rangers and the Canucks are going to give us something, you know, in the neighborhood of what Boston and New York gave us. Really looking forward to looking forward to both these matchups. The Cinderella team going up against Dallas, and then the Canucks and the Rangers, and we are getting down to it. We're going to take our time with these two series. We'll split these up. We're going to treat these both as reserve series, and so we'll just play it one game at a time, and we'll be back with the report to set up the finals here, hopefully in a couple weeks. Obviously, the holidays coming up, travel, all kinds of stuff going on. I've got a grandbaby coming, so but I hope you stick with us. It's been a great tournament. This should be a fantastic conclusion.